Onegaishimasu. My name is Janne Nordstedt. I come from Sweden, but have been lucky enough to visit Tanzania for about 25 years on and off. And 6-7 years ago I was here with my son, who had started doing Kendo, and we found the Tanzanian Kendo club and managed to start to practice with them. Soon after I also started practicing Kendo, and now I've been coming back over the last 5-6 years to first practice with Kendo Tanzania, but also now I'm trying to help to contribute with my experience and teach also beginners and people who are interested in Kendo. So that's me. Yes. Kendo is a very interesting form of Japanese Budo. It can of course also be viewed as a martial art or sometimes even a sport. But for me it's the combination of working with your physical abilities and techniques and your mental journey, your mental capacity, your capacity of focusing, of keeping your mind under control. That is also a very important part in Kendo. Kendo means to follow the path of the sword. Ken means sword, Do is the path. And it originates from the samurais many hundred years ago. And when they, during the peaceful time in Japan, didn't need to fight for real anymore in the same way. And first they developed something called Kenjutsu that was more focused on the techniques of the blade of the sword. But during the 20th century it was changing into more of a holistic approach to Kendo, following the path of the sword. And this is really a personal journey that you do together with others, of course, but the idea is to develop ourselves both mentally, physically, and as a human being who can contribute to the community where we live and work. Kendo is about learning the techniques of swinging the shinai, the bamboo sword that we are using both for general practice but also for grading and competitions. The sword is made out of 4 bamboo ribbons that are tied together, and the idea is not to cut with force but with speed and sharpness, so it becomes more like a snap when we hit each other. And of course we also have protective bogo. Right now I have my do, I have my tare, but I miss my kote, the gloves, and the men, the helmet. So even if we are actually targeting those areas, when we hit, it is not with such a great force, it's more with speed and sharpness. And that takes a long time to master, to really get those fast, sharp hits. So a lot to do with Kendo is repetition and practicing what we call Kihon. Kihon is the basic kind of training, where we focus on training on the special footwork we use in Kendo, but also then of course swinging the shinai in the correct way and cutting with the correct sharpness. So for me, Kendo is that beautiful combination of giving me a chance to challenge myself both intellectually and physically, and to help myself to develop a focus and a peaceful mind. So come and practice Kendo, come and try Kendo, and you will have your own journey in Kendo. I can also say that Kendo is a lifelong journey. It never has to end. We have colleagues who are 80, even 90, 95 years old who are still practicing Kendo. And it's never too early to start, but the beautiful thing is that it's never too late either. So even like myself, who started in my 50s, it's still okay to start late in life. That's Kendo for me. Kendo is life. As I've had the privilege to train with and meet Kendo Tanzania many times over the last 5, 6, maybe even 7 years, I can see that there's progress, but there's of course also challenges with practicing Kendo in a country where Kendo is not so well known, when it's not so famous. It will be some ups and downs in the number of people doing it, but I can also see that the club who is leading this, and the sensei who is leading the whole karate and Kendo club, has really made a very beautiful effort to keep it alive and to keep on practicing, even if they don't have the same kind of external support from more experienced senpais and senseis. Myself, I still consider myself a beginner, but I'm lucky to be able to train under some very good people back home in Sweden. So I think I have developed a little bit more than most kendokas here in Tanzania, and that's why I, as a kind of a mentor or as maybe a senpai, can contribute and train together. I think the technical level would benefit from more visits from abroad. So if you are a kendoka visiting Tanzania, please get in touch with the club. We can all contribute to build up Kendo in Tanzania. I think there's a future for Kendo in Tanzania, absolutely, but I think we need to work together on getting to the next level. It's really nice to see that there's a lot of new people coming to try Kendo here in Tanzania, but the thing is also that Kendo takes a long time to really become good at. So people need to practice many years, and in a society like Tanzania, it's not always possible to keep the same members all the time. So that's a challenge, that there's a lot of beginners trainings, while the more advanced ones might not get so many opportunities to improve their skills. And that's what I hope I and others who are visiting Tanzania can do together. Because together we can really continue to develop Kendo in Tanzania. Yes. Let's talk a little bit about Kendo in Tanzania today. Like I said, I've been lucky to be here and practice with them many times. And what we are focusing on is, of course, the basics, the fundamental, like proper footwork, where we have a special way of moving to be able to really attack quickly and with intent and with sharpness. So there's a lot of footwork practice. There's also a lot of training with the shinai, where we do what we call suburi. We do cuts in the air together in different ways to really practice and to learn how to properly cut. Then we also do trainings where we help each other. So we have a kakarite and a motodashi who is helping each other to practice, where we cut on each other's shinais, just to also get that sharpness and to understand the process of getting that quick, sharp hits that we are aiming for. We also have some more experienced practitioners in the club who has bogo. So with them I also try to do a little bit more advanced training, where we put on our protection, our bogo, and we do like kirikaishi, we do like different kinds of kotemen, kotedo, men strikes, both big and small. And today we will actually, as this is Friday, we will also do a little bit of jigeko at the end, where we will kind of implement our techniques against each other, not as a competition, but as an opportunity to actually test our own abilities. And again, we are all doing this for ourselves, for learning. Kendo, even if it can also be a sport, is not about winning or losing. It is about gaining knowledge about your own Kendo, where you are, what you need to practice on, what kind of fears you might still have to face, and so on and so forth. So those are the things we are trying to train when I'm fortunate enough to be here. And of course, between that, it's important that the club continues to do the basic Kihon training, as I know they do. But it's also saying that you can only learn Kendo in the dojo. And yes, that is true. It is the everyday practice or the every week practice that is going to help us to develop our kendo. But if it's possible, it can also be good to do some mitori geiko, meaning that you're observing and looking at maybe other channels on YouTube where you have really good kendo being practiced, to learn a few things here and there. But in the end, it is your time in the dojo that really will make a difference. Tanzania is a quite young kendo country, and of course they still take time to build up kendo in any country. But I hope that together with Kendo Tanzania and other African kendo nations, with support from some of us who are visiting, we can continue to develop kendo in Tanzania, because I think there's really a place for it, there's a need for it, and it also helps people to develop themselves as human beings, helping them with their self-esteem and self-awareness, helping them with dealing with both mental and physical challenges. So kendo really has a place in Tanzania. So please join us and help us to develop kendo in Tanzania together. Thank you.